Good evening. I'm here tonight to tell a story, and it's a story about family told in 3 parts. The first part is about the family we're born into, and the second part is about the people that may not even be related, but that we consider family because they raise us up. And the third part is the legacy that we bequeath to future generations. I think of this legacy as the key behind Keyholder, because this event is about keys unlocking potential. The potential inside us to be change makers, and the untapped potential of our grant partners. First, a little bit about the family into which I was born. As with many of us, the women who were most influential in my early life were my mother, my sister, and my aunts. My mother, Anne Crane, was by appearance a classic old-fashioned homemaker, housewife. She was a Bexley girl, and after graduating college, she married and dedicated herself to rearing, with my father, of course, 4 children. She taught my sister and me, her daughters, how to bake, needlepoint, sew, and knit. And my sister and I have since decided these things skip a generation. But my mother was also the middle of 3 sisters who grew up in a household with parents who struggled with alcoholism and mental health issues. She developed excellent survival skills. She knew how to keep her head down and to minimize adversity. And my mother dedicated herself to quietly helping others. She typed books into Braille for the blind. She was a loyal board member also of Planned Parenthood of Central Ohio. Yeah. Because she felt that women should be the decision makers around their own reproductive health care. So, yeah. And this is not a Tampax. This is actually something to blot tears in case. But anyway, as I grew up, I began to think of my mother as sort of a ninja stealth feminist. So on to my Aunt Luann Crane. I didn't really know Aunt Luann all that well growing up. I mean, I didn't really get to know her well until we served on the founding board of the Women's Fund. Growing up, I thought Luann and my mother, even though they were married to brothers, were pretty dissimilar. Luann was born in Martins Ferry, Ohio, on the West Virginia border. She always seemed super fearless and was very artsy. And as I came to know as an adult, she had a really low tolerance for bullshit. If you know her, you know this. She was known on the Women's Fund board as a black hat thinker because she was the person who wasn't afraid to say, maybe even to me, that's a really bad idea. Now let's move on. And thank God for the black hat thinkers because they keep us true to our mission. It was Luann and her peers, women like Mary Lazarus and Patricia Hayo, Judy Garrell and Sharon Cameron, to name a few, who became mentors when I joined the founding board of the Women's Fund. It was Mary Lazarus who was supposed to be the founding board chair, and it was Mary who phoned me and said she wanted me to be that person instead. I had no notion of how to run a nonprofit board, but she and these other women on the board promised to support me. And these women raised me up and handed me the keys to my potential. You. So they taught me that many women are not comfortable stepping up, speaking out, and thinking big, or giving big. In 2001, we built a team, a board of opposites, really, working toward a shared goal. There were the blue sky thinkers and the black hat naysayers. There were the number crunchers, and there were the bleeding hearts. But we all shared a mission, which was to encourage women to give more to support the women and girls of Central Ohio. We asked other women to join us by making stretch gifts, because I learned that while so often called upon to give of our time and our talent, women were underutilizing the third leg, which was our treasure. That when we act collectively to combine passion and purpose and purse, which is another magic key, we are unstoppable. Sometimes we're the givers and sometimes we're receivers on this continuum of care, if you will. But we're all key holders because we can all unlock portals to possibility. Here's the hard part. Now to the legacy piece, which brings me back to my mother. When she died at the age of 80 in 2007, my mother, modest homemaker and suburban housewife, left a bequest of $500,000 to the Women's Fund. Yeah. Still blows me away. And my father matched that bequest when he died several years later. And Aunt Luann matched their bequest when she died in 2021. Whew. That's quite a legacy. So these bequests were a legacy handed down to their daughters and their granddaughters, but also a tribute to the enduring mission of the Women's Fund, and to honor the other daughters and granddaughters of Central Ohio. So, every year at Keyholder, we ask an individual, or in this case, a family, to offer up a challenge grant to be matched by you in the audience. In honor of the fund's 25th anniversary, my siblings and Loann's children have pledged a challenge gift of $25,000. And here, yeah, thank you. And here is where I veer off script. I am going to make a stretch gift of my own and double the stakes by personally contributing an additional $25,000. Yeah. So this is in honor of my mother, my aunts, my daughters, my 8 granddaughters. I know, and the founders of the Women's Fund who raised me up, and to honor all the women of Central Ohio. So I want to call back to our earlier speakers, Michael, Lisa, Laurel, and Claire, and ask that you, like these women, be passionate with conviction, be unequivocal in your support for women and girls, and stretch a little or a lot to meet our family's pledge of $50,000. Because now more than ever, we need to support the women and girls of Central Ohio, and you have the key to their future. Thank you.